Can you imagine starting last with a GT4 with 42 cars on the grid? Well, that's exactly what you're about to see. But this is not my first time. Oh no, I've lost the count of how many times I did an incredible comeback starting last. The most recent one in 2024 with midgets in Mugello, when I went for almost being lapped to P7 in just 10 minutes. Or in 2023 in Misano with legend cars from P13 to P1 in one lap. Or 2022 in Zolder in Euro NASCAR from P16 to P5 on a track so narrow where overtaking is a feat. Buono così! And in 2021 with Formula Predators in the rain in Varano, 17 overtakes in 14 laps on another track where overtaking is impossible. Ole, altri due. Well, but if we really want to go back in time, how can we forget about that incredible 2019 season with motorcycles? Circuito Tazzi Nuvolari, mistake at the start, everyone overtook me, and then from P21 to P4 in 7 laps. All of them have been crazy races, small feats that I am proud of. Okay, yeah, but it was just a matter of overtaking 10, 15 cars, not 40. Can you imagine starting P43 in the European GT4 with 42 cars in front of me? Alright, I'm about to find myself starting P43 in an European Championship in a 300,000 euros car.
Vai a cercare tutto il bagnato che puoi.
Mettiamo la temperatura ottimale.
Informazioni prima di andare in griglia?
Sì.
Let's take it one step at a time. You already seen the video of race 1, right? Let me give you a quick recap. We're in Paul Ricard for the European GT4 Championship with the Lotus Emira GT4. The new tires, which are much bigger than the previous ones, threw us into crisis and we spent 3 days struggling with the setup. From P34th on Thursday, we managed to qualify P22 in qualifying with Stefano driving. We fought hard in the race, we lost a bit of time at the pit stop, I went out on track P28 and I fought my way up to P18 overall and P4 in class. But then I got a 10-second penalty for 2 stupid track limits and dropped back to P21st overall and P6 in class. Anyway, considering where we started from this weekend, it was definitely a big step forward, but it's definitely not where I hoped to be at the beginning. The setup issue is not something we can fix in a weekend, so for now I just have to try and bring home as many points as possible. What you saw in the previous video was the first part of the weekend. Now you will see the second part, my qualifying. The starting position for race 2 will depend on that qualifying. Will I be able to improve?
Outlap, then first build up.
So outlap,
Yeah.
so like hardly any lateral, so longitude,
Okay.
braking, rolling, stay with the
Outlap,
first.
yeah.
Second lap, start pushing, start building the lateral in the last sector.
And then in the third lap I can push.
Then in the third lap, I'd start getting a banker lap. Yeah, so not 100%, but like bank the lap time, so no track limits.
Yeah.
The fourth lap, that's the one.
This means I have only 1 lap? No, 5.
So you should take you should get 2 pushes.
Yeah, it's important to go out early. Com'è?
È un'altra cosa.
Sì?
Sì,
Gira, devi stare attento nel cambio di direzione perché ti parte sopra adesso.
Ah, è tanto reattiva?
Sì, questa è una base che inizia ad essere una macchina.
Okay. The most important thing for me is to have at least 2 laps, two push laps.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Because
Okay, let's do this. Qualifying is very short, only 10 minutes, so I have 2, maybe 3 attempts. Here I have to do exactly as they do in Formula 1, gentle introduction for the tire. These tires will have to do 1 hour of race in race 2, so since we cannot use tire blankets and we're starting with cold tires, I will have to treat them with extreme care. Out the lap, I warm them up very gently without stressing too much.
credo che sia necessario, credo dovresti avere un voltage abbastanza buono.
Adesso chiaramente gira molto di più, però bisogna abituarsi perché nei cambi di direzione girando così tanto parte del sopra.
Let's go! Jump on board with me for my fastest lap time of qualifying on Paul Ricard on the Lotus Emira GT4. We get to turn 1, we brake at 110 meters. Boom! Very hard braking. 3 downshifts. We cut the curb into team! I lost the rear a little bit. We exit flat in turn 2. That's the problem. This is the first time that I drive this car with new tires, so I have to improvise. And yeah, I was too aggressive in the entry. Now brake hard in 100 meters. We cut the curb on the right, downshift to second in the left, and look at this, probably the slowest corner of the track. And then flat out in the exit. Be careful not to do track limits. We wait and then flat out in the exit. We just lifted to a 20% in that corner, and this is totally flat out. Be careful, this is the track limits corner on the right, and now we get to the long straight of Mistral, and look at this, the GT3 do the whole straight without the chicane in the middle. We actually do the chicane, so hard braking at 140 meters, downshift to second. We cut the curve, we stay on the left. We got all the curve on the right and flat out in the exit and back to the Mistral straight. We are second gear, and in this point the GT3 comes at maybe 250 kilometers an hour, and look at this corner, it's mega fast. We get to 5th gear, I go in, downshift to 4th and flat out in the exit. Man, that was super scary, that corner, and this is one of the trickiest corner of all. We brake in the corner and look at this, it never finishes. Just hear the tires screeching for the whole corner. That's the massive understeer I'm talking about. Now double apex corner, we brake, apex, we go wide, another apex and flat in the exit. And be careful because these are the last 3 corners. Very important not to go too wide in here, otherwise you totally miss the second apex. Here on the left, you try to stay left to cut the line here, and boom, 100% throttle in the exit on the straight. Let's see the lap time. Let's see. That's good. 2:13.5. Come on, that was a great lap. Now let's go for the second try. Let's try to fix turn 1 a little bit gentler in the entry. Like this. Boom, look at the delta. The delta is improving. 1/10 faster. Come on, this is going to be a good lap.
Buono?
That was better, but I lost a little bit in T3. 2:12.4. Okay, I improved. Now, last try. Let's see if I can improve this time.
13.4. Questo potrebbe essere il giro, dai.
I can feel the tires are already cooked. Look at that. No way I'm drifting all the way around. The delta is 4/10 of a lap higher. Nothing. The tires have dropped and I've got nothing left. 2:13.9. Okay, what can I say? P15 overall, P3 in the Pro AM class. Damn, that's not bad considering the condition that we started this weekend. Not bad. I did my best. That's the only thing I can say. It was impossible for me to do anything better. Guess which surprise I found after qualifying? You already know that. Come on. Track limits.
Ok, ma non preoccuparti, continuiamo così.
Track limit.
Exactly this one and this one. How can you see them from inside the car? We're talking about 5 centimeters, maybe less. So my best laps were cancelled because of that understeer that kicked in when the tires were too hot. So qualifying down the drain, and I will have to start last.
Adesso fai la pit e poi vai.
Well, actually no. Luckily the first lap I've done was valid. Oof. So instead of P15 and P3, I will start P16 and P4. Just think if I had to start last out of 43 cars.
16esimo,
13
non è male,
chilometri,
no, ha fatto
13 chilometri.
un ottimo tempo. Ha detto anche lui che è lenta nella cambiata prima e seconda, adesso vediamo.
No, non è male, non è male. Paddock, fa la pit e va al paddock.
That was my best.
It was okay, it was good.
I mean, with a couple sessions more to get, you know.
You had one that was quicker but deleted by 10. So you had a 13,
Deleted?
13.4.
Where?
Oh, there we go.
What do you mean? In the intro you told us that you were going to start last? Yes, don't worry, one thing at a time. First of all, I would love to tell you something technical for you passionate about racing. So we went from one race in Mugello where I was leading the race, lapping 1 second per lap faster than the second, while now I'm lapping 2.5 seconds per lap slower than the leader. Why? Because in Mugello the level was low and now the level is high. I always get these kinds of comments in the Italian channel. No, the level in Mugello was not that low. The guy in P2 was a fast guy. So the real reason that made things difficult for us in Paul Ricard were the tires. For the regulations, this year we were forced to use much bigger tires compared to the ones that we were using last year. And which problems did it cause to us? Number one, we're forced to drive too high. A higher car means the aerodynamic doesn't work as well as a low car, the dynamic of the car is compromised, and the suspensions are not working in proper range. Number two, bigger tire means longer gear ratios, so we're struggling in slow corners. Number three, bigger tire means bigger inertia, which means we are encountering some technical issues. Number four, bigger tire means we're struggling in the change of directions. This is a small recap of what happened this weekend. Oh yeah, but don't complain! Everybody is on the same boat, they have all the same tires! Yes, but the cars are different. We have 11 different manufacturers on the grid, so different tires might cause less problems to some cars and more problems to some others. We have been affected more. We're going to work on that with the setup, but I'm pretty sure that they have to change the BOP to help us because, okay, I'm a YouTuber, but Stefano is a world champion and it's impossible to see Stefano lapping 2.5 seconds per lap slower than the leader. Anyway, apart from the setup, there is one component in the way I'm driving this car which is making me slow. Yeah, luckily we have Joe Holloway in our team, a guy that worked with McLaren Formula 1 and Haas Formula 1, that knows these cars pretty well, these tires pretty well, and who saw something in my drive that I need to change. So I'm trying to induce the car to do that. What I want to understand is this something you never do with Pirelli? So I completely need to change my driving style, or we can arrange the setup to get there?
I think the issue is being compounded here with the camber, just like the general feeling that the car needs more camber. So every time you're giving that input, you're actually just rolling the tyre more, which is making it worse. So if you dial it back a little bit, that might help.
Every race car is different. And even though the basic driving technique on the track is always the same, you can't drive two different cars in the same way. You have to understand how that car should be driven and adapt to it. And that's exactly what engineers are for. Not only to develop the car and the setup, but also to explain to the driver what to do. Avoiding that the driver have to spend 10 days driving the car and spending 50,000 euros just to figure out how to drive the car. But this is not all, it's more complicated in the real world. Because even if the car stays the same, if you change tires, it is possible you have to change the way you drive. Let's do something ugly. Let's try to split the driving styles in two big sets. Road driving, soft driving. Let's try to take all the cars that I drove in these 5 years and put them in two sets. Legend cars, Midget, Formula 4, Predator, TCR, Lotus Elise Cup, and the NASCAR? Well, the European NASCAR. It's a really rude car, but with those huge jelly tires you have to be gentle on the steering wheel, because if you stress it too much it starts to wiggle and you lose the balance. So I would put it in the middle. And the Lotus Emira GT4, with the Hankook tires, I would put it in the rude driving. While with the Pirelli tires, I would put it in the soft driving. Do you see how the same car with two different tires changes set? Okay, but what do I mean exactly with rude and soft? It's hard to explain by voice, so I will show you some example. Mugello race Hankook tires. I'm talking about a hard compound, hard carcass, a tire that makes the car a little bit slippery. Now look at this. The car was completely pointy on the front. As soon as I cornered, it tended to oversteer. This is a Verstappen style car. I love it. I love that way to drive. I love when you enter the corner and the rear starts to lose. Because that means that the car is rotating by itself and you just have to counter steer to control it. Turning the steering wheel right to make a left corner. This is the essence of motorsport. This is the most beautiful thing you can do in life. So in every single corner, the car was rotating by itself and I just had to counter steer to control it. I was flying. Even in the braking, look at this in Correntaio, I was braking and the car was going sideways in the braking, like a MotoGP. Okay, now, Paul Ricard, Pirelli big tires. The car is doing the exact opposite. The rear is stuck to the ground. There is no way to make it rotate. The car is understeering. So what I've been doing for 3 days, in every single corner entry, I was launching the car inside, trying to make it rotate. I was hitting the steer like that. I was trying to make the car ignore it. Exactly like if you take the Queen of England and you try to teach her how to burp. I mean, she would never do that. She would just not listen to you and do the exact opposite. That is exactly what's happening with this car, with this tire. I was constantly stressing the tires, overheating them and wearing them. Good. Joe told me that with this tire I cannot drive like this, but I have to be gentle with the steering, progressive, and wait for the tire to sit. And only at that point I would find the rotation that I'm looking for. Everything is delayed. I have to rewire my mind and go from rude driving to gentle driving, soft driving. It's not easy, but changing this setup, I can improve at least half a second. And that is exactly what I'll have to do in the race.
Alex Boncombe qui fait son retour avec à ses côtés Thierry Vermeulen sur le team Verstappen.
So I had 5 minutes of time. I wanted to come here to see the grid of the GT World Challenge. They do the 6-hour race. It's a spaceship inside.
17 voitures en protection.
Allez, évacuation,
How cool is that they start with the sun high and then they finish at midnight in the shadow? Man, I really want to enjoy this race tonight. But do you want to see what's the best thing of all? Well, actually, do you want to hear? Wow, my goodness. Endurance races as a spectator are, I mean, they're not mega fun, because let's be honest with that, you don't understand a damn thing about the whole race until the end. What the endurance race really are, for a spectator, is fascinating. The hours of racing, the pit stops, the car getting dirtier and dirtier, the strategy, the fatigue. And for me, sitting in the camper in the paddock, the best thing of all was hearing the constant noise of the GT3s racing around the track. That's another worldly symphony that constantly vibrates the wall of your chest for 6 hours, non-stop, relentless. That's just wonderful, wonderful. many things on my wish list for Paul Ricard. And given how the weekend has gone so far, I can tell you with certainty that none of them has come true. But well, I haven't told you, but I always have a backup list. Even my wish list has a backup list. That's a golden rule for life. Always have a backup wish list. And for today, I'm honest with you that that's not really a list. It has only one word written on it. 4 letters. R-A-I-N. Rain.
Everyone else is in the same position.
Yeah,
the fact that it's a new compound, minimal testing, not sure on what it's going to do. So go and enjoy it. See what happens.
That's what I was hoping for. Now let's see if I'm still paying 2.5 seconds per lap from the leader.
Sono 10 gradi in più era da slick.
Guarda,
No, è vero.
lascia una pozza.
Ma dovremmo cambiare slick, dovremmo cambiare gomma al pit stop secondo me. Okay. 5 minutes on the car.
L'Aston lava slick, questi qua stanno montando slick. Però sai che io ho visto le gomme dei GT2 sono nuove.
C'è un velo di bagnato in tutta la pista.
Loro stanno andando slick, l'Aston va slick, le Ginetta sono slick, ma le GT2 hanno le Rain nuove.
Io andrei con le Rain.
Sì,
Secondo me è troppo rischioso.
ho visto anch'io.
Tu
Cosa dici?
Cosa faresti?
Almost everyone.
Tirate giù le gomme, pronti?
Sto mettendo le slick, ragazzi.
Dai.
Slick, dai, metti slick.
Dai, mettiamo
Dai, alza, no. No, la barra no. Vai, veloci, oh! Andando dritto, magari dandogli un po' e freni forte. Adesso nel giro d'ingresso, no? Acceleri e freni. Fai prima, seconda, poi freni. Tieni un po' di traction. No, buono.
Parliamo di pressioni però per non scherzare tra le stelle.
Adesso, pressioni come partiamo?
Abbiamo fatto 35, 1.35 a destra e 1.30 a sinistra. Adesso tu nel giro di formazione puoi mettergli un po' di... cercare di scaldare, perché tanto con la pista ancora bagnata non salgono tanto, salgono meno di prima.
That's it. Take the second wish list and set it on fire. It's no longer raining, the track is wet. Damn, what a disaster. And now what?
Guarda che sei molto basso con le pressioni, sono a 1 e 1.
Ok, no cordali il primo giro.
Sì, scalda bene i primi giri, frena e non forzarla all'inizio.
Ok.
C'è il Serreo che sta facendo la foto alle nostre pressioni,
Cerchiamo di gestirla, lo so. Cerchiamo di gestirla, 3 minuti.
Ma è penalizzabile sta roba?
No, noi ci dobbiamo costringere ad andare in pit per farle.
Non penso che siamo gli unici ad andare su bus,
Assolutamente no. Comunque non è stato fatto in modo intenzionale, perché sono state settate, come ti ho detto, 1.4, 1.35, quindi non capisco come è possibile che sia sceso così tanto. Quando mi ha detto all'inizio 1.14 pensavo che avessimo una foratura, perché... Sì, ci fanno fermare, sì.
Dai!
Ci fanno fermare, quindi ci chiedono di fare il pit e contano la pensione. Tu scalda in modo tale che fanno solo una verifica e non perdiamo tempo.
Ma quindi partiamo in ultima posizione?
Stiamo discutendo, Alberto, aspetta un attimo.
I have no words. The regulation states that for safety, the tires cannot be with a pressure lower than 1.3 bars. We had the slicks cold at 135, 1.4 on the rack. The problem is that I went in with the rain tires, so I could not warm up the slicks in the in-lap. So we were forced to change them on the grid. And if you put a cold tire on a cold car and put it on the ground with the ground wet at 8 degrees Celsius, the tire temperature drops even more and therefore the pressure for the thermodynamic law. And so we are now forced to pit to check the tire pressures and eventually inflate them. But what kind of pressure do you think you're going to find? If the tires was at 8 degrees Celsius and now it's at 50, 60, 70 degrees, of course you're going to find 1.7, 1.8. You will see now. I have no words, guys, no words. I don't know what to say. Come on, let's check the pressures. What do you think there's going to be? The tires now are 60, 70 degrees Celsius. It's going to be 1.7, 1.8 the pressures.
Okay, bye.
Oh, you don't say. They were good, the pressures.
Ma posso recuperare la posizione, no? Sono obbligato a partire ultimo?
Ok, start from the last point. No, purtroppo partiamo nell'ultima posizione, ti devi schierare nell'ultima posizione, non ci fanno superare.
I don't know what to say. I can't do any comment about this. So in the box everyone is angry as hell. I'm about to start P43. For safety reasons I'm forced to start last with slicks on wet between 20 cars that are slower than me. That's definitely not safe for anyone. I just hope I will survive. I don't know what to say.
Allora facciamo una roba, dato che non sono ancora sul dritto quando è il verde, tu mi dai il segnale del verde, capito? Così io inizio a passare prima dell'ultima curva.
Peccato per questa cosa, ma assolutamente non intenzionale, abbiamo verificato, probabilmente un problema con i gauge, vediamo. Io sono qua proprio fuori dalla pit e appena vedo che il semaforo diventa verde ti do green, ok?
Green, verde, vai.
Okay, we're about to go green. 42 cars in front of me. Let's try to survive the first lap. Green. Let's go. Okay, the start was good, not the best possible, but I have to be careful now. I overtook one car, I don't know how he's low on the straight. Now I have to be careful in turn 1, it was still wet. Let's take it easy. Oh, the red car is lifting water. Be careful about that, it's still completely wet, this corner. Easy with the tires, easy with the throttle, easy with that, in the exit. Oh my god, okay. You don't see it from the track, but it's still wet. Now, I have to be careful in turn 3 as well. It might probably be wet as well. Now everybody's braking in the inside, I can go in the outside, okay. 2 cars overtaken. Now let's try to overtake the Mercedes. Boom! 3 cars passed. Let's try again, on the McLaren, on the right. Boom! 4 cars out. Man, that's how you drive in these conditions. Come on. Another BMW in the outside. 5 overtakes in 3 corners. Come on. That's what I'm supposed to do without taking risks. Now, wire braking Mercedes. Damn, he slowed me down in the exit. And I lost the position on the McLaren. Okay, no problem. See now what happens. I have no idea whether the track is dry or wet in this spot. So let's see where everyone's braking. The Mercedes is braking really slowly. I can try to dive in. Like this. Vamos. Andiamo. Mamma mia, what a first sector. Let's go. Everyone is struggling right now, but for me this is normal administration. I'm used to race with legend cars, which don't go straight even when they're parked. I mean, this is nothing compared to those cars. I have to take advantage of this moment because I'm much faster than anyone else, because I'm used to driving these shitty conditions. Look at this, boom, in the inside. What was that? Was that a Toyota? I don't know, I didn't see it. Anyway, we are now in this long right corner. I see an Audi on my left. I can try to overtake in the outside because now there is less rubber in the outside and I have more grip. Please don't hit me. Boom, like this. I think this part of the track is already dry, so I can force a little bit more. Now, Mercedes in front of me. I can try to go in the inside line. Like this. Another car out. Now, let's try to cross the line here. To cross in the exit. First gear, flat out. Okay, like that. Now, let's keep the Mustang on the left. Let's not make him go to the left side. Okay. What's the McLaren going to do now? We get to turn 1. Naska, remember, it's still wet. Be careful. That's how you brake.
Bravo Alberto, stai facendo un grande lavoro, continua così.
Come on, come on, come on, come on. Oh! Let's not forget that it's still wet. T1, turn 1, turn 3. Now I have to defend the inside because the Mustang is trying to overtake me. Okay, I'm still in the front, fighting.
Track limit.
Ok, uno conto io.
With the wet asphalt, guys, it's really tricky. Because if you look at the asphalt, you can't understand whether it's dry or wet. But it's still wet in here. Mamma mia, this is so hard to drive. The thing is that T2 and T3 are totally dry, while T1 is still wet. Anyway, calm down, let's not do anything stupid. The race is long. We need to bring home as many points as possible.
P2 in Pro-Am, P20 assoluta.
Le prime 3 curve ancora abbastanza bagnata.
Ok, ok.
I'm literally flying. Now look at how many cars I have in front. Look at that. I can overtake all of them. I just have to catch them and be patient about that. I see they're fighting. Okay, the yellow car is out. Whoa, 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 whoa! Mamma mia, the risk. I don't know if you realize that, but I risked to destroy the car and my body completely. The car in front, I think it broke the steering arm, and instead of braking and stopping, he kept accelerating and cutting the track sideways. Man, if he just hit my rear, he would have thrown me at 150 kilometers an hour straight to the wall. It happened to me once. I was at 80 kilometers an hour and I broke 2 vertebrae. Man, in this case, I could have broke arms, collarbones, vertebrae, ribs. Whew. Mamma mia.
Mamma mia che rischio!
Mamma mia, now the McLaren is going to overtake me again. Please don't pass me, I'm faster. Just stick behind me and try to follow my lines. We're losing time. Okay. So now, no way, he's trying the attack in the inside. Man, we're just losing time. This is not the best way to catch the car in front. Just wait for that. No way, he overtook me back. I have a better traction in the exit. I will try to force in the outside. He's all the way in the inside. Okay, I passed him. Oh man, oh! I can't believe it. I can't believe it! Why? Why is that? Why? What happened? I just passed the McLaren and somebody hit me.
Ha buttato fuori.
No way. I broke the car.
Abbiamo spaccato, ha buttato fuori, abbiamo spaccato.
Che ci stiamo vedendo?
No, mi fermo, abbiamo spaccato dietro. Spaccato tutto dietro.
Hai un problema sulla sospensione dietro o per continuare?
No, si è rotto il braccetto o la sospensione, no, è rotta.
Ok.
Ha rotto la sospensione o il tirante dello sterzo?
Si è picchiato.
Sospensione. L'hanno toccato.
Che posizione ero?
P2.
22. Incredibile. Che senso ha in una gara? Che senso ha?
Sì, veramente non ha un senso, rovinare una gara così proprio è una cazzata incredibile. Cioè ti è venuto dentro...
No, ormai mi sa che è finita così e basta, non ripartiamo.
I don't know how many overtakes I made, but quite a lot. I want to see the videos to see what happened. I left the space in this side and they just boom. What can I say? I was doing an incredible race. I love these conditions. I love them. We could have done a good race. That's it. Okay.
That was you.
So? No,
that was you. On the T3.
Yeah.
You, McLaren. And
somebody hit me.
Yeah, that was me. I didn't. The brake was not here.
Okay.
You didn't see me. You didn't see me at the right side. Yeah, I see. I know because
you were
the McLaren was here.
Yeah.
And me at the right side of him. So when he back,
Yeah?
I think you see that he was not here.
Yeah.
So you go, and
And I
was
closed the
here,
line.
and I was here.
Oh man, I didn't see it.
I apologize.
But we were like this or you were behind?
I will see. I think we were together. But sorry.
It happens. See you next race.
Who the hell saw that car? Honestly, I didn't see it coming. I was so focused on the McLaren, and once I saw that I was passing it, I focused my eyes on the apex on the corner, and I did not see the third car. So, did I leave him a space or not? In my head, I thought, let's leave some space in case someone slips in. So yes, considering the curb, there was enough room for another car. And just look here, it was the exact same situations that you saw in race 1, but in reverse. Do you remember when I tried to overtake in the same corner? The other car left me space. I saw it was super risky, so I braked harder and aborted the overtaking maneuver. So couldn't he have done the same? Well, evidently not with the wet curb. He probably tried, he hit the curb, he went a little bit wide, maybe those 10 centimeters, which were enough to hit my car and break my arm. If I had seen it coming, I would have gone wide, maybe even doing track limit rather than making contact. But I really didn't know that there was a car in there. I'm sorry, you don't know how pissed off I am, because in the end we were the only ones who lost. I'm sorry for the team, I'm sorry for Stefano who didn't race in race 2, but that's racing. And no matter how hard you try to stay out of trouble, if you're forced to start P43 with slicks in the wet, the chances of an accident unfortunately increases. And that, my friend, it's how it went. A P6 in class in race 1 and 0 points in race 2. Much worse than we were hoping for. It weighed heavily, yeah, but we still have 10 races to go and anything can happen. Now, let's focus on the next round. Zandvoort, the same track with Formula 1 races. We've collected a lot of data and the Lotus team will work hard to develop the best possible setup. Will Zandvoort suit us better? Will they help us with the BOP to close the obvious gap that we have this year with these tires? We'll just have to wait and see.